All right, Emily, I will pass it right over to you to kick things off.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Harness Your Mindset and Marketing Strategy to unlock more cash and clients in your business. We are so excited to have you here today, and clearly we have some shared values. If you're here today, you also clearly value growth and seeing where the new year can take you. So kudos to us all for just showing up and learning and constantly striving for that best version of ourselves. So thank you also for your patience as we sort out our tech here. This is this example of just showing up in life and moving forward, even if you're not perfect. So I'm just going to link up some organization here. Okay, Kelsey's on. All right. So let's take a quick second and get to know each other. Who's in the room today? Give us your name and what is your top goal right now? It could be personal, it could be professional, it could be spiritual, anything goes. So just type in the chat box here.
Let's see who's first to get their goal in. And welcome to those of you just joining.
Growing my business, love it.
Anyone else care to chime in? You guys all have your answers in, but you're afraid to hit submit.
I can tell you one of mine. I will be in 2023 writing and releasing a book.
Oh yeah. I'm very excited to hear that.
I'm Jade from Saskatchewan. I run a multi-six-figure B2B. Oh, very cool. Let's kill 2023. Love it. Getting more focus and structure, great words. Reconnecting with my biz, wonderful. Kelsey, do you have a goal to share?
I have a huge goal, and that is to increase my SEO rankings on Google. So I have a few ways that I'm going to do that, but yeah, it's proving to be a pretty big goal to focus on.
Beautiful. I love it. Okay. And I had one more here. Jordan, launching a consulting business. Brilliant. Okay, if you are here looking to 2x, 3x, 10x your revenue in 2023, there are two areas that should be top of mind. And you've got your two representatives here. Kelsey, she's our marketing girl, and I am the mindset girl. And we are so excited to be here to co-create these big visions and dreams. Okay, so who has ever felt any of these things? Not good enough, can't earn enough, type it in the chat. And if you feel shy, I can say I felt every single one of these. So don't be shy. If any of these really jumps out at you, what if people don't like me? Someone else is better than me. That's a really big one from my past. It's too late in life. What if I fail? What will my parents think? Oh, too much competition out there. I just won't even bother. Love it. All of the above. I love the honesty. What if I fail? Big one. I love it. I love it.
I had one friend who I was so fearful of judgment, and I still kind of am. It's not what will my parents think, but it was what will that one friend from high school think of me? I don't know if anyone else has that one.
Oh, it's such a big one. Isn't it so funny that this random person who we'd walk by in the halls and then never talk to again, like, can rule our life? Like, how hilarious, but it's also real. Like, this primal desire to fit in, right? So number two and last one, love it. So here's a funny thought for you today. Do you ever get up and ask yourself, how's my mindset today? Like, let's be real. Would you ever miss going to the washroom or brushing your teeth or getting dressed? Probably not. So how come we aren't treating our thoughts like we would our physical hygiene? Because they rule everything, right? So that's just an interesting perspective as we step in today. Do you ever get up and say, hey, how's my mindset today? So just something to reflect on. So here's where we're falling short. We think we're going to wake up one day magically ready. Never going to happen. We're consuming way too much media. We're constantly comparing. We honestly don't even know what these beliefs are that are sabotaging our success because we think we're in the driver's seat and we haven't taken a good, hard look at our belief systems. We are insanely influenced by the people and voices around us. Like it's just so true that the core 5 to 10 people you hang out with is who you become, because we're impressionable. We want to belong to this very primal group and feel like we fit in. We live in a competition versus collaboration ecosystem. So sometimes these voices of every person for themselves get out there, they overpower what we actually want to feel, which is less ego driven. How can we all win? And here's the big one. Would you ever, if you were driving somewhere new 6 hours away, would you ever just get in the car and guess? No way, right? You'd be here or there, Tim Hortons, you'd be off on some side of the road bathroom. You'd just be so lost. So why don't we treat our life like that too? Why don't we lay out the map of where we want to go? Because when you do that, you will reach your goals. You will, because you're looking at them every day and they're affecting your behavior and your energy.
All right. So that is all so true. I'm going to jump in here now and talk about a few of the areas of our marketing strategies that we're falling short. So there's so many areas with mindset. I personally have dealt with a lot of this. And I know I expressed to Emily earlier that when I hired my very first few business and marketing consultants and coaches to help me work on my strategy, they always started with mindset and addressing limiting beliefs and really helping me unlock how far can you go with this business? And I was always like, no. Like, just give me the strategy. Just go straight to the marketing tactics. Come on. However, I only realized later that it is so important to address any of those blocks first before they could deliver a strategy that would actually work and flow into my business. So thought I would share that personally. But let's take a second to talk about a few of the areas of marketing that we're going to fall short. And then we're going to go into some very practical exercises, both addressing your mindset and your marketing, that all of you can take away and apply immediately to grow your business. So first thing I want to share is that when we think of our marketing strategies, we can often think of this analogy of a bike wheel. And many of you have probably heard me express this before, but if you think about what you sell at the hub of the wheel, that little center golden hub there, and then you think about the infinite amount of people in the world who will encounter a problem that could utilize your offer, then you see these spokes coming into the hub. So your spokes are the various marketing efforts that you have activated every single month. The thing is, without a few really strong spokes that you are implementing with consistency, the wheel can feel like it's just going to break down and you don't have people coming in constantly or generating leads into that hub or into your offer. And so often when clients start working with me, I ask them, okay, well, what are those spokes that we have activated? Where are those strong spokes that are bringing people into your offer? And they're like, I don't know. I have a bunch of things that I'm throwing out there and I'm kind of throwing spaghetti at the wall to see what sticks, but none of them are proven. None of them are really strong. And therefore the wheel is not rolling forward. There are no clients coming through the door. So one of the first areas that we fall short is that we don't have a strong wheel built. We don't know what's bringing people into our offers. The second area that so many of us fall short is that we don't have a clear value proposition. I'm sure you've heard this terminology of value proposition if you've been in business for any amount of time. And what it is, it's a breakdown of 5 essential components of the value you offer to your clients that makes it very clear what you're going to, what problems you're going to solve and how you're going to deliver your offer. So if you're not sure what that value proposition is, don't worry. We're going to go through an exercise today to actually help you figure that out on this training. And finally, another area that we fall short is that we forget that marketing is energy. Let that set in for a sec. Marketing is like this invisible but powerful force that can be harnessed and transformed into tangible results. Just think about it. Why, when some people are posting on social media, are you like, oh, I got to watch that? Or you go to your Instagram stories and you search for specific people. they probably have an energy behind them. And I don't mean you have to be extroverted or over the top. It just means that there's this quiet confidence or an energy that just radiates from you. You know your zone of genius and you're really, really dialed in. And then there's some people that you're like, they post a lot, but for me, there's no energy behind it. So I really want all of you to think of marketing as energy. And when you dial up that energy on things that are working, you have this ability to have this like super bright light shining on you and your business. Emily, I'll pass it back to you.
So together, these two challenges prevent 99% of businesses from making the big leap. So, big props to everyone for showing up today and saying, how can I tighten this up? How can I bring this into my world? So a very brief little intro. I am the founder of Magnetized Mindset Coaching. I'm a former naturopathic doctor, a Reiki master, yoga teacher. If it's holistic, I've done it. And mindset is still my favorite of all the things. I'm a TEDx speaker, host of the Magnetic Life podcast. And on a more personal note, I'm a mother is a big part of why I do what I do. So when it comes to why do I want to be my personal best? And this is part of mindset. Get real with that. Like, why do you want to show up and be scared? Why do you want to invest? Why do you want to 10x your business? Because if you're just like, man, maybe I'm in the mood, the momentum won't stay. But if you're like, I will be traveling to Bali, I will be offering my child this special experience, that gives me full body chills. I will take my mother on that thing she's always wanted to do. Just watch how your energy changes. So challenge yourself today. And if you don't know your why, maybe make a little note and go spend some time with it, because this is a big driving force.
And for those of you who I haven't met yet, my name is Kelsey. I'm the host of the Visionary Life podcast. We interview Canadian entrepreneurs, and I'm also the creator of the Visionary Method, which is really a marketing system to get more visible, to build relationships, and to have a very strong online presence. And a lot of the reason of why I do what I do is this first photo here. It says best day ever. It was my wedding day, but I really believe that when we're making progress and we're making forward motion in our businesses and in our personal lives and in our mindset, and insert whatever area you're looking to make progress on, that makes us have the best day ever. If you're better tomorrow than you are today, are you not having a better day? So my mission in life is to continue having the best day ever and every day being better than the last. And for me, that's done through community, through coaching, through growth, and making sure that I'm making progress every single day. So we're going to pass it back to Emily, and she's going to go through some mindset strategies to help you unlock more cash and clients in your business. I know a lot of you want this, and that's why you're here. So let's get into the juice.
Yeah, let's do it. So first off, let me say that this feeling of stagnation, not in alignment, not earning, not confident, this was a big part of my journey. And I just wanted to be really open and share with you a little bit about that. So the person on the left and the person on the right, there's two very obviously all me, but the way I was showing up in the world was radically different. For a lot of 2017, I was absolutely so stuck. I couldn't move forward. And I'm like, hey, what's this all about? I'm doing green juices. I'm taking my supplements. I'm exercising. Why can't I move the throttle forward? What's happening? Everything I tried to do would tilt backwards. I wasn't earning. My confidence was at an all-time low. And even though I've always been able to magnetize a lot of beautiful things, it kind of felt like the world's heaviest lifting to build my naturopathic practice. So what I had to do was take a good hard look at, hey, what's in the way? And it was my beliefs. So on the other side of kind of getting through this, I now wake up to a business I love because it feels right. There's the ability to attract clients with ease instead of stress. Do you feel really stressed about getting clients, or do you believe that there's an element of ease here? I'm making it happen to balance motherhood and business, which is my personal goal. It'll look different for everyone, what you want yours to look like. There's no right here. It's just what's the highest expression of you. I felt my energy and zest returning, which I've always just like, that's what I wanted back so much. Attracting friendships that really reflect me, feeling like myself again, and that magnetic feeling of creation returned. So how did I do that? So let's dive in. What's the subconscious mind, and how does this relate to these beliefs I'm talking about? So we think that the conscious mind is driving it all. We think that when we set a goal, if we write it everywhere in our house, hey, that's going to happen. Maybe not. There's another part of us called the subconscious mind, and it actually rules 90% of our behaviors without us even knowing it. So across our life, it kind of picks up our experiences, beliefs from others, and it puts it in this kind of like warehouse that we don't even know is there. So do you remember being 1 year old and what you saw and heard and felt the first time you walked? Probably not, but the subconscious doesn't forget. So we need to believe in the power of the mind and our ability to start redirecting towards what we want, not what our high school teacher wanted and our aunts who told us, get that safe job, do the safe thing, don't wear expensive clothes because that sends a message. So we get to choose. So there's a thought leader in this space named Dr. Bruce Lipton of Stanford University. And he says that this subconscious mind is what's going to cast the deciding vote on how much abundance, happiness, and success you will experience. And that the subconscious is 1 million times more powerful than the conscious mind. So this is big here. If you want these dreams, like in this picture, we have to focus our energy here. So here's a good example. If the conscious mind says, I want a $4,000 client, and maybe you post it on your wall and you're like, I'm going to $4,000 client. Okay. But every time, we'll call this person Lily, every time Lily comes to buy your service and they're about to be like, okay, yeah, I'm going to buy. But your subconscious is like, red alert, I'm not worthy of Lily. You're going to sabotage and be like, oh, you know what? Maybe it's not the time. Or have you heard of this coach? Like I literally know people who started their business and just kept referring because they didn't feel worthy enough at this point. So we need to get in alignment here. When our self-worth reflects the fee that we're charging, you're going to get more yeses faster. So this is where this cash, clients, and confidence starts to come into play. Really taking a deep look at these beliefs. So it's clear. Our beliefs affect our behaviors, which affect our results. So what are these like mega thoughts and behaviors holding us as leaders back from our best? Number one, feel free to throw it in the chat if this is a big one for you. This one literally was my biggest sabotager. Whoa. So I knew one mode, hustle. From the second I graduated university, no, not even high school, I would get 3 jobs. Oh yeah, you're a waitress? Well, I'm a waitress and I work up at the makeup counter and I go and take people's dogs out, always not enough. And I wanted the hardest jobs out of school. Oh yeah, the more I have to work, then the more successful I'll be. It wasn't even connected to salary, just this really crazy belief. So what happens when you can actually find the balance of this hustle and push and attract and align? And we talked a bit about energetics with Kelsey. So this is one in Chinese medicine, we call it the yang and the yin. So that force, go, action, and the attract, align, and being, they kind of fuse together. So this doesn't mean sit at home on your couch and attract people. we're talking here about the fusion of taking aligned action and then knowing when the aligned action has been taken. Deep breath. How do I keep being myself, my most expressed self? Breathing, taking care of ourselves, and just watch how the energetics start to change. So if you want an example of this, imagine yourself. You're going to a car dealership and you want to buy a new car. And you walk in and you see two people. So person A over to the left is like nervous and biting their nails and walking around. I hope I make money today. I hope I'm a good salesperson. And person B is just kind of like singing a song, walking around, having a coffee, just in these chill vibes. Who are you more likely to buy from? The person who just looks like they're in their own body, they have a quiet confidence, or the person nervously scurrying around talking too fast? So our energetics affect how we're showing up. So number one, address the limiting belief of needing to push and burn out to attract, and find the fusion between aligned action and attraction. Number two, this is a really big one for a lot of people. And I can really speak to this because I had a doctor's license, right? So it's like I do all this schooling and then I sit in a white coat. And I'm like, wait, I'm a doctor? No, I think I'm a 20-ish year old that has a lot of sabotaging thoughts. So here's a cool exercise. When you think of someone in that role. So for me, it was doctor. What do I think of? Okay. Think of an older man sitting in a chair. He's about to retire and he's not really interested in what I have to say. He wants me in and out in 3 minutes. Okay. Hello. When I compare myself to that, nothing matches. So of course I feel like an imposter. So ask yourself, what would I want out of a dream doctor? I don't really care about, age or stage or anything like that. But what I do care about is someone who deeply wants to listen, get to the bottom. I want to feel validated. So I painted a new little picture of a dream doctor in my mind, and that I could meet. And then the dissonance between doctor and self started to evaporate. Because you need to look at what is your current definition of the thing you're looking up to. Is it time to redefine it? Because 100% you can step into your new vision you're casting. So rather than who am I to teach this, lead this, sell this, it's like, let's create a new vision here. Let's use our imagination. This is such a big one. And I'm like, okay, I'm a mid-30s person over here. Can you even imagine how these teenagers feel, or these young kids? Like, I'm online sometimes and I'm like, oh, I shouldn't be in Canada right now. I should be on a beach, or I shouldn't be sitting here playing with blocks. I should be out hustling downtown. So even if it's not what I really want, we just get thrown like the wind in a million directions. So it is impossible to create, imagine, and dream when you're constantly just looking at other people's image. So we need to pull back from all these images and ground. So there's two ways to do this. We either take a mega break from social media as we craft our own vision and desires, or number two, we only follow the people that give us the good pull. So rather than feeling like jealousy or mad or yucky emotions, it's like, oh, wow, okay, I just felt a little pang in my heart. That means that I want it and I can do it too. So that's what I call the good stretch versus the tanking stretch. So just something to think about there with the mindset is how can we really stay in our own lane? So the solution to becoming who we want to become. How to reprogram the subconscious mind. So what did I do when I wanted to kind of clear out all these, I always think of a cobweb, like the cobwebs in the mind. I'm like, oh, this isn't me. Just some spiders decided to grow here today. So this was massive. And if I took you on a tour of this room right now, which we don't have time for, you'd see that I have images posted up everywhere because the subconscious speaks to us in images and imagination. So I put pictures up of things that are meaningful to me. And it's simple things like I want fresh pressed organic juice delivery. So I have colored juices picture. And then bigger things like, a community encircling with tables and food and connection. Like the imagery, my mind is grabbing on to. So see these results clear as day. Make the vision so vivid that it's like already done. It's like, oh yeah, of course I have that huge community and we go sit in the forest with big long tables of delicious food and sing songs, whatever it is, right? And it's yours. It's perfect. It's no one else's to decide. This is your vision. And so if you're really responsive to physical images, make yourself pictures. Or even when I got really busy at one point and I didn't have the time to sit and print all this out, I would make movie reels and I just rehearsed the movie reels in my mind. So the subconscious was picking up on this. Number 2, how willing are you to embrace growth mindset? So here's a really big example. There was a time in my life where I was like, oh yeah, I'm the queen of growth. Woohoo. And what I would do is I would take a pen and I'd take a really sparkly journal and I would just walk around to a million conferences and take notes. Okay. Uh-oh. I did nothing with those notes. I put them on the shelf and then they sat there and collected dust. So growth, yes, but not fully, because growth means embodiment too. So that means I needed to take action. And this is something Kelsey's really good at. Like she's just constantly like action, action, action. So are you willing to do the uncomfortable thing, right? To feel kind of like, oh, for a little bit so that you can grow? Or do you truly just want that blanket, that show, and that beverage every night? Or to do the shopping trip over and over rather than put the money into the thing that will help you take the action? So be real with yourself, because I really connected to being a self-growth person for a long time, but I was just a note taker and just filling my brain, and I was missing the second half of the equation. So there's an embodiment piece here, because the more we embody the thing we need to be doing, it becomes second nature in ourselves, right? So I've been giving a few more speeches lately. I don't know who this girl is because I thought I was afraid of public speaking, but the more I speak, it's like, okay, I can do this. Maybe I'm not Tony Robbins, but I'm stretching my neurons. I'm stretching my body. And the only way I can go is up. So be real with yourself here. And then a couple other ways. I mean, this is a beautifully expansive topic. So there's a lot. And again, this is just a webinar. So this is why we encourage taking the 12-week course to go deeper, but just kind of as like an exciting little opening point here. How else did I help reprogram my subconscious? Tapping, hypnosis, working with my own coaches. Tapping is a really cool, energetic offering where you can use the meridian points on the body to help clear thought blockages. Because if you're constantly like, oh, everything rests on my shoulders, I'm so stressed, you start to carry yourself funny, right? And when you're carrying yourself and all these funny things we do in this world, the meridians block off. So through using things like tapping, we're opening the meridians back up so that the brain and the body and the legs and everything's in cohesion as we step towards these goals. Hypnosis, again, is a way of talking to the subconscious. I see myself exiting the plane to that dream vacation. I see myself giving back. I'm right there with a group of people who are just as passionate as me about the earth. And we're making a difference for future generations. Like the hypnotic way of talking to the brain so that it can see it, feel it, taste it. The more vivid we get here, the better. And then, of course, just a huge one is working with a coach, because guess what? We can't see our own blind spots. And me as a coach, I'm like loving and growth oriented. So it's like, okay, we don't need to be cruel to ourselves. Like, what are you doing? Why? That's so bad. We can lovingly grow and still sometimes hear the thing we don't exactly want to hear. But if we hear it, it's going to 10x our business, because that's what was in the way, right? So people who are willing to say, hey, did you know that every other sentence you're saying the word hard? So of course it's hard, right? So there's just so many ways to reprogram the subconscious, but those are my top 3. So because I want to give enough time for questions, this is just like a bit of a snapshot of what would be in the course. So we'll just skip over that one today, but that's a method of really diving into the thinking. And then, when you're taking the right steps to improve your mindset, multiply your business, improve your cash and confidence, what are you going to see in your life? You're going to be attracting more positivity. Things come easier. You'll have more faith in the unknown. That was a big one for me. When I was like less terrified of anything happening, I'm like, okay, things are clearing. And guess what? You can have more ease, flow, and joy in your day.
So good. So many things that are already sticking with me. And I've heard Emily talk many, many times, and I've worked with her before, but still such good information. So thank you, Emily. I will take it over now, and we're going to tap into a different part of our brain and talk about marketing. So that's the beauty of Emily and I coming together, is that we're kind of marrying these 2 different worlds and finding the synergies between your mindset and your marketing, but also that beautiful balance of strategy, but also uncovering your potential and knowing what you're capable of. So let's get into marketing. So if you want to workshop with me, this is going to be a very practical exercise. So to get started, I want you to write down these 5 prompts on a piece of paper. So I know a lot of you are in the early stage of either dreaming up your business, starting your business, or growing it, but this is going to be applicable to every single person on this call. So if you want to write down these 5 prompts, what is the main problem that you solve? You don't have to answer it yet, just write it down, or just write the word problem. What is your solution to that problem? And the reason why we start with these 2 is because people pull out their wallets, clients will pull out their wallet to have you help them solve a problem. Okay. Number 3, why do you have the confidence to guide this transformation with your client? So if they have a problem and you have a solution, what positions you as the authority or the expert or the person who can help them? And if you're struggling with that one, this is where Emily's work is so vital. Okay. Number 4, this one's simple. How long does the transformation normally take clients to achieve? So if a client has a problem and you have a solution, do you have a defined time frame? Because if you're just promoting your business, promoting services, but a client can't see, how long do I have to hire this person for? They don't see an endpoint. They cannot invest in your service because they don't see the finish line. Okay. So if you think of that visualization technique, we need to visualize, where am I going when I hire your business? And finally, how do you, as a business owner, as a service provider, as a practitioner, how do you make this easy for your clients to get short and long-term results? These are the 5 essential components of your value proposition. And I want all of you to have this dialed in by the end of maybe like the next 12 minutes. So let's get more done in 12 minutes than you possibly have in the last 3 months. So here we go. So let me paint the picture with a quick example, because I think it's helpful to just kind of see this in context. So just imagine someone on this call, maybe one of you are, maybe you're a skilled copywriter who helps coaches with their online course launches. And I go to your website and it says, get ready to have an easy, successful launch. Apply now. My guess is that your conversion rate is pretty low. And why is that? Because you're missing the 5 essential components of a strong value proposition. Your value proposition is that thing that's like front and center on your website. It's that thing that's described in your Instagram bio. It's on your LinkedIn. It's what all of your content filters back to. So to have a simple header on your website that barely describes 1 out of the 5 components of your value proposition, my guess is that you're leaving 80% of your potential cash or income on the table. You're not finding clients because people don't really see value in a statement like this. But what if you went through each of these 5 prompts and you got clear on the problem you solve? The problem is that for my clients, launching courses is stressful, especially when you're not a trained copywriter, especially when you need all of these different assets like Facebook ads, email strategies, a landing page, social media copy. The solution is to hire a launch copywriter. Okay, so pretty easy. Why should somebody hire me? Well, I've been trained by world-class copywriters and marketers. I've executed 5- and 6-figure launches for my clients. So immediately, some of you are probably feeling imposter syndrome here, like, well, what if I can't make a claim like that? I guarantee you there's something that makes you an expert. We can always find something. What's the duration? It's 30 days. I can help someone with their online launch in 30 days. And how do I make it easy and effortless for them? Well, I make it stress-free, so you don't even have to lift a finger as you're launching your course. I'll have everything finished for you, including all of these different assets that I've listed here. So that just went through the 5 essential components. And from that, we're going to say, how can we rewrite all of this into a really strong and compelling value proposition? This needs to go in the garbage. And instead, we need to replace it with this. So have a successful, stress-free launch of your coaching program in just 30 days without the pressure of trying to figure it all out yourself. You guys feel like a certain, so if you are a stressed out coach trying to launch a program, you're like, okay, that resonates. Now I really like that headline. I'm going to keep reading. Carol Kay, maybe that's my name, is trained by world-renowned copywriters and marketers and has executed multiple 5- and 6-figure launches for online coaches. Apply now. Give me a yes or no in the chat. Oh, Geeta, I'm just going to ask you to mute. Oh, there we go. Give me a yes or no in the chat if you would be intrigued to apply or chat with this person. And I guess that's like a leading question, because it's like, would you choose this version of the copywriter or this version? My hope, the clear version. Yes. Thank you, Emily. My hope is that this one stands out as an offer that is 10 times more valuable. You could technically double, triple, or 10x your prices just by getting clear on your value proposition. This person seems like an amateur. I'm going to click off their website and I'm not even going to convert to their email list. I'm not going to even book the discovery call. This person, I'm going to get on the phone with, okay? This person I'm going to pay attention to. When they share content on Twitter or TikTok, I'm going to be like, well, if they do 5- and 6-figure launches, I got to follow everything they say, okay? This is really powerful stuff. So if you want to take a second and actually just jot down, what problem do you solve? And if you can't answer that, we got some work to do, but don't worry, it's very possible for us to figure this all out together. So what problem do you solve? It must be a true pain point. Service providers get paid to solve problems. So make sure you're really, really clear on it. And try to put that problem in your client's words, not yours. So if your dream client was out at the bar, enjoying a glass of wine with their friend, what would they be saying? Right? They might not be saying, oh, I just would really love to have a formal marketing strategy that covers all, like, that's too formal. They're saying, I just don't understand marketing and wish I could hire help. That's their words. Okay. So put the problem in their words. Number 2, what's the solution? What is that main outcome that somebody's going to pay for? Let's make that so clear in your value proposition. The third piece, your expertise. So this is the one where I want you to explore what makes you more credible, what makes you different than your peers or your competition. Have you studied more? Do you have more letters behind your name? Do you have 5 really good before and after photos from clients? Have you delivered some pretty sweet results that you want to brag about? Have you transformed your own life? That's a really good place to start. And can we talk about that? Like, I went from homeless to whatever, and you don't need to like start at rock bottom. There's always a start and an end point that you can talk about. Okay. The duration, how long does it take to work with you? Is it 4 weeks, 90 days, 6 months? And how do you make it effortless? So do you help clients have an entire launch strategy without lifting a finger or without even needing to write a single word of copy? We love that. I want to go through one more example. I am the queen of auditing people's websites. I just go on the internet and I type in health coach or nutritionist or naturopathic doctor or mindset coach or, copywriter. And then I go to their site and I look at their headline. And so often I'm like, oh my God, you're missing all 5 components of your value proposition. So something like, does it ever feel like you're not living a vibrant life? This is fine, but it's not compelling me to stay on the website, right? So how can we improve this? Well, I'm going to define the problem. We're going to come up with the real solution that you offer beyond just helping people live vibrantly. We want to know your expertise. Maybe you have a diploma in the science of behavioral change. We got to talk about that. It takes 6 months. And I think my ND one was helping people heal naturally. And yeah, these are not bad. They're just a jumping off point. I love to infuse at least 4 or 5 of these elements. And maybe you have no deprivation to feel better. Less than 20 minutes a day is required. You get 24/7 support. So how do we make this better? Let me show you an example. We're talking to moms here. Hey, mama, would you like to get back to feeling sexy and confident after having kids? The new mama method combines the science of behavioral change with proven wellness plans that have already transformed hundreds of mamas like you. Learn more. I mean, which one am I going to click here? Am I going for this one? Or am I like, hell yeah to this one? Okay. This is marketing. This is the base of marketing. If you don't have a value proposition, you can't be showing up on social media or writing emails because you don't have a clear value proposition. So to kind of sum things up, service providers do get paid by the amount of value they bring to the marketplace. So if you're not communicating your value, it's likely that you're not getting paid. So we want to change that, right? Once you solidify your value proposition, you'll either get more clients or you can raise your prices and get more clients. Okay. So you can see how if you add more value and you communicate that value, you can actually bump up your prices. And attention spans are very short these days. So we get one shot to make an impression. So if somebody lands on your website or your Instagram or your LinkedIn, or they get an email from you, are they convinced that you can solve their problem? And if the answer is, I'm not sure, then let's make that priority over the next few months. All right. So in wrapping this up, I know a few people have jumped off, but we do want to respect everyone's time. And we hope you saw value and got some practical tips to take away from today's session. And we're hosting this because Emily and I met up on Zoom a couple of months ago. And we were like, okay, all of my clients, I said to her, really are requesting mindset support. And she said to me, so many of my clients, they need business consulting and marketing consulting. And we started looking, and there's no program that is a hybrid of marketing and mindset work. And so we take on one-on-one clients, but we thought, what if we could gather a group of growth-minded individuals, people who want to 2x or 3x or 10x their business in just 90 days and make a big leap in 2023. Emily and I both have goals to make a big leap, both in our personal lives and professional lives. And we know so many of you on this call are also very, very keen. So that is why we are excited to share a really exciting offer with you called Your 2023 Leap. So it's going to focus on mindset and marketing. We are going to be doing 90-minute sessions, every single Wednesday starting on February 1st. So if you are looking to grow your business, and if you like what you heard today, if you know your mindset is really holding you back, you know that you also need the tactical strategies and somebody to look at how you're marketing your business and to identify the leaks and the places where you're losing business, this is going to be the perfect program for you. So some of the details are up on the screen here. So it will be a 90-day program, so 12 whole weeks together. The calls are going to be Wednesdays from 1 to 2:30 p.m. Eastern. They'll always be recorded, okay? So if you have to miss one or half of them, do not stress at all. The recordings will always be posted. And we're only going to be accepting 20 people just so we can maintain intimacy so that all of you have chances to ask questions and to have access to us. So a little sample of the curriculum, because I know I always want to know if I'm going to sign up for a course, I'm like, well, what will I actually be learning? So we've given you a sneak peek here on the screen of what the first 4 weeks look like. So in week 1, we're going to get crystal clear on your vision for who you want to be and what abundance you're calling in for 2023. So this might be some personal stuff and professional stuff. And if you have a really massive goal for your business this year, whether that's to launch it, to get your course up, to triple your income, all of those goals are welcome here, okay? And we're going to challenge you to dream beyond what you think is possible, dream beyond what you accomplished in 2022. Week 2, we're going to talk about how to clarify your expertise and define your value so that clients say yes with ease. So some of that will kind of be stemming off of what I taught you today. In week 3, pricing your offer for what it's actually worth and communicating the value on your sales page and how to write a sales page. Week 4, holding the energetics to attract cash through a simple sales funnel. I am so pumped for this. This is going to be Emily's genius. And then it's going to go on from there. So every week, it's going to be 30 minutes mindset, 30 minutes marketing, 30 minutes to implement, ask questions, and have mastermind conversations. So just to clear things up, if anyone is interested, this is what is included in the price tag. Kind of broken everything down to have a value of 12 weeks of group coaching with Emily and I, lifetime access to the training portal, access to our private Slack group, bonus trainings from both of us, valued at well over 12 grand. To work with both Emily and I, it costs $6,000 each. So instead, we're coming together, we're doing this as a group, and the normal price is $2,987. But if anyone is interested till January 16th, we're giving you $1,000 off. So if you go to the link that Alex posted, you can save your spot, enroll right away. We are offering a payment plan too. So you can split that payment over 6 months, and it's just $332 to get started. You're very welcome, Erin. Thanks for coming. So you can just go to this link to get started, and you'll just click through, check out to the payment plan. But that's not the purpose of this webinar. We really wanted to show up and serve and just make sure you guys are understanding of how vital mindset, marketing, and just your attitude towards the growth you want to see in 2023. So thank you, everybody. We are so grateful that all of you showed up and made time. We know it's an hour is a lot out of your day. So thank you so much on behalf of Emily and I. So Emily, I don't know if you want to say anything else before we wrap up. You're welcome, April. Thank you.
Thanks everyone for showing up.
Thank you guys. And we'll see you on the inside. Bye. Thanks, Olivia. I'm glad you found it interesting. Awesome. All right, we will wrap it up here. Have an amazing day, everyone. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Bye.